Hello everyone, I am CA Vibhuti Narang. Welcome to our channel Vox Pop Academy. In today's video, we'll be talking about part 2 of income under the head profit and gains from business and profession. In detail, we'll be discussing about the topic depreciation as per Income Tax Act. If I talk about the topics covered till now, in the part 1 of the same topic, I have discussed the meaning and section 28 which talked about the specific topic of income. I started some expenses allowed and two sections were covered, section 30 and section 31. Section 32 is the coverage of today's video and rest of the topics will be covered in part 3 and so on. So first of all, what is depreciation? See, depreciation, first of all, this concept is in accounting also, in income tax also, and in Companies Act also. So for today's, the focus is only on Income Tax Act, but in the future, we'll definitely have a video specifically on Companies Act depreciation as well as depreciation in the accounting protocol. Now, what is depreciation is? Depreciation is anything you have purchased and which benefits will be realized in the future periods also. For example, you have purchased a very costly laptop, say around 1 lakh rupees. In that 1 lakh rupees laptop, you'll not be using it only for 1 year. You'll definitely be realizing benefit from that laptop for more than 1 year. Similarly, if you are using any mobile phone, so that mobile phone is not only for 1 year use, you'll definitely use it for more than 1 or 2 years. In case of businesses also, whenever a huge investment is done in any asset, whether it can be plant, machinery, building, furniture, anything, it is not being made an investment for just for the particular financial year. Its benefit is about to realize in more than one financial year, and the allocation of the cost, that is the depreciation, the fall in the value, the wearing out or consumption, obsolescence of the value with the time, either it can be due to a technological change or anything, it will be more than 1 year and the value is decreased depending upon the same thing. So depreciation is a measure of wearing out, consumption or other loss of value of depreciable asset. Right, so every asset is not depreciable, because if you are purchasing any land, it may appreciate also, value may increase also. So only of depreciable asset arising from use, effluxion of time or obsolescence through technology and market change. So there can be a change in the market. You purchased a mobile phone. Over a period of time, its features will change, and after 2 years, you may require a new or the latest one as the mobile phone. Depreciation is allocated so as to charge the fair portion. So that's not like all the cost is being allocated in the first year. A fair portion of depreciable amount in each accounting period during the expected useful life of the asset. So you can just take it out that this asset is usable for 5 years. After that, it will not be able to generate the expected amount of revenue from it. Now, why do we need depreciation? Simply, we have write off the value, and it's an accounting convention also. Assets such as plant machinery are very expensive, so it is not about some lakhs, it is like it can be in crores also. So hence the entire cost cannot be write off within the 1 year, and depreciating the asset allows the entities to spread out that cost and generate revenue over it. So the first year the huge amount cannot be allocated. Now, as per Income Tax Act, if we talk about, there's a concept of block of asset which is being followed, and depreciation is mandatory in all the kinds of business and profession, whether it is a company or a non-company. Before moving on to what is a block of asset, there are two types of methods of depreciation in Income Tax Act. One is the written down value and the second is straight line method. Straight line method is an optional method only for power generating units. Rest written down value method is mandatory to be followed. In written down value method, there is an opening value of the asset. You have to make the additions if any within it. Then you have to deduct any sale, and on the closing value you have to charge the depreciation. That closing value will become opening of the next year. But in straight line method, your opening value is being deducted by the residual value divided by the number of years the asset is expected to be used. That fixed amount is charged every year. Now, what is a block of asset? All the assets of similar nature falling within a particular class or a category, like building, plant, machinery, furniture, fixtures, they are categorized under a group of similar nature and they are known as a block. So every time the additions and subtractions from that particular block is done and not on an individual asset basis under the Income Tax Act. Now there is a concept, okay, there are rates of depreciation based on block of asset. There is a very lengthy list and with a lot of bifurcations under each head. So this is just a brief idea. This is not even a brief idea, it's 1% of the total I have given. The total list I'll show you after the end of the video, that what is the list is being shown, and also give that link of that income tax depreciation rates in the description box also. Now there is a concept of 180 days in depreciation. What that does mean is, if the asset is being acquired in a financial year and put to use in the same financial year, and put to use was less than 180 days. Now less than 180 days means the cutoff date turns out to be 3rd October. If the put to use of the asset is after 3rd October, that is less than 180 days, the depreciation rate will be half. So whatever the actual depreciation rate is, you have to multiply it to 50% or 1/2 the total rate. Why is this concept there? Because if you are using the asset for less than 180 days, you cannot charge the whole amount as depreciation within the first year. So this is quite important, because for every asset in the block which is for more than 180 days and less than 180 days, bifurcation is mandatory. So 3 terms are important: acquired in the relevant previous year, put to use in the same previous year, and period is for 180 days or less. Then normal allowable depreciation into 50%. If I talk about an example, let's suppose there is a financial year 2021 to 22. Asset purchased on 1st of May 2021 and put to use on 1st November 2021. So half the rate depreciation, because this put to use is for less than 180 days. Opposite the cases, financial year 21-22, asset is purchased on 1st of May 2021, put to use is 1st July 2021. Then full rate of depreciation, because the put to use is for more than 180 days. So important for us is put to use. The confusing area is if the financial year is 21 to 23, means for 21-22 and 22-23, 2 financial years, the purchase was in financial year 21-22 but put to use was in 22-23. So 180 days will not be applicable. Full rate in the year 22-23 will be applicable, and depreciation is also applicable from the year in which the put to use is being done. Now what we need to understand, what if we sell out the asset in a particular block? There can be two things. The first thing is the block cease to exist. If let's suppose there are 3 assets in the block and all 3 assets are being sold, the block does not exist. And the second is, might be if there are 3 assets in the block, only 2 are sold, 1 still exists. So the block is in existence. 2 types of categories, will understand both of them. If the block does not exist, you need not charge any depreciation, because there is no asset to charge depreciation on. If the sale price was more than your written down value method, you gain. If your sale price is less than your written down value method, you are incurring a loss. Now loss or gain in terms of sale of asset in income tax for the depreciable asset is always short term. It will never be long term, irrespective of the number of years the asset was being used. But if there is some asset existing in the block and your sale price is more than the closing written down value, then it will be a gain. But if your sale price is less than the written down value, then it will be no capital gain, and on the balance closing value you have to charge your depreciation, right? If I talk about the computation part, so the format is something like, you have opening WDV, that is your written down value. You have to add any asset put to use. It's not acquisition, it is put to use during the financial year. Then you have to deduct any consideration received from selling the asset, that is any sale price from the sale sold of the asset. Balance will be your closing WDV, and on this closing WDV you will charge your respective percentage of the particular block. So for every block you have to do the same computation. Now we need to understand a term which is actual cost of asset. Now actual cost means the price at which the asset was being purchased. You have to reduce the price of any cost being incurred by a third party or any authority. So if any government subsidy or any amount is being incurred by a second party and you are not bearing that amount in that total cost, so it will be a purchase price, and any expenses to bring to put to use. It can be installation charges, technical inspection, wages or labor to bring the asset to the premises. Any charges till the asset is put to use condition, it will be added, and you have to deduct any other cost made by any authority or person. So the balancing figure will be the balance amount is your actual cost. Why we are understanding this term, you'll come to know now. Before moving on to other aspects of depreciation, in the income tax, to motivate a business to function in an efficient manner and to motivate to do a good amount of business, there are several incentives the government has given to the assessees. First incentives are like profit link incentives, which are under the 80 series or 80 IAIB series, which we will discuss in deductions topic. Second is investment linked incentives. So these types of investment, if the assessee is doing in any capital asset for the functioning of the his manufacturing or production unit or any other thing, then these type of incentives, there are two types of incentives which we'll be discussing in today's video. Third is any specified business. So for the running of the economy, some businesses like agriculture, cold chain, or specialty beds hospital business, all these types of specified business, the government gives special deductions or benefits to these kinds of business. And last is expenditure linked incentives. So if you are incurring any expenditure, government will promote you by giving deductions on the same. So first part will be covered under deduction. Third and fourth is part 3 of the same topic, that is income under the PGBP. Second I am discussing today. So first investment linked incentive which we have is additional depreciation. So additional depreciation is to motivate, if you are purchasing any new plant and machinery, it is new plant and machinery for the business or manufacture or production of any article or thing, and the additional depreciation rate is 20% of the actual cost of plant and machinery. So very important keywords are that there should be acquisition of new plant and machinery for the manufacturing of business article or thing, and the rate is 20% of the actual cost which will be allowed as depreciation. Now rate of additional depreciation, concept of 180 days is applicable. That is, if your normal depreciation is 15% and put to use was less than 180 days, then 7.5%. Additional depreciation is 20%, put to use is less than 180 days will be 10%. Balance you can claim it in the next financial year. Similarly, there is a benefit in case if the four conditions are met, then the 20% additional depreciation will be converted into 35%. The conditions are that it should be a setup of a new manufacturing or a production unit, new plant and machinery is acquired, then the installation or the production is start up from 1st April 2015 to 31st March 2020, and in notified backward area of Telangana, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal. So if this kind of business is there, then it will be 35% instead of 20%. So it is just a scheme to motivate to go for production under the notified backward areas of these four states. So 180 days half is also applicable at the 35% additional depreciation rate. Now, non-applicability of the additional depreciation. These things, additional depreciation concept is not applicable. So if you are purchasing any ships and aircrafts, it's not applicable. Second hand or used plant and machinery, not applicable. Plant and machinery which is used in an office, house or guest houses, not applicable. Office appliances, again not applicable. Road transport, additional depreciation is not applicable, and if the asset is 100% depreciable in nature. So in the list category, if any asset is 100% depreciable in the first year, additional depreciation will not be given. One important thing is that additional depreciation is only for factories or power generating units, not for service providers, traders or dealers. Now, a concept clarity is required for laptops and AC. Now, there's a confusion point is that if these are installed in office, so you will get the depreciation, you'll not get the additional depreciation, right? But if it is installed in factory, you'll get the depreciation as well as the additional depreciation. So where it is installed is more important than the nature of asset. Now there is one more incentive, which is section 32 AD. This is to depreciation. It is a deduction or an investment allowance for acquisition and installation of new plant and machinery. Everything is same. The four conditions discussed earlier, that notified backward area of 4 states, 1st April 2015 to 31st March 2020. Any acquisition or installation of new plant and machinery and new manufacturing production unit must be there. The deduction is of 15% of the actual cost. So if you are doing this business, two additional benefits. One is additional depreciation is more 15%, that is 35%. And you get a 32 AD deduction allowance under this section of 15% extra. So this is only in the first year, not for every year. First year an extra deduction is given for this kind of business, but there is a lock-in period of 5 years. So the asset must be used for at least 5 years. If you are selling it before 5 years, then you have to disallow expenditure, the deduction you have claimed. Again, the non-applicability will be on the same topics as the additional depreciation. Ships, aircraft, second-hand used, not allowed. Plant and machinery, office, homes, gets out, not allowed. Office appliances, road transport or 100% depreciable assets, the 32 AD section will not be applicable. So I'll show you the list. So this is what the actual income tax rates are on depreciation. This is a quite lengthy list, so there are n number of assets which are being covered. If you are required, you can just trace out your asset from this. I'll place this link below the description box of this video, so that if you required, you can just check out from here also. So that's all for today's video. This topic which I have covered today is available under Basic of Income Tax. So the PPT in PDF form will be available on my website under Basic Income Tax or Advanced Income Tax topic. You can follow Voxcov Academy on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn as well as Instagram. Please subscribe to my channel for future notifications and updates. Thank you very much.